Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Tech channel, everybody. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and we're back with Forza Horizon 5. So we're going to be starting the session off with this 1993 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec. So let's start this session with this bone stock GTR and see how it does. And then we're going to take a look at some seasonal championships. We have a couple left on the map, maybe more than a couple. We did do a few of them yesterday, but there is still a few left, so we're going to be completing those today. And look at this R32. What an amazing looking car. I believe it has like less than 280 horsepower. Because back in the day in Japan, the cars were restricted to about like 280 horse or something. But these cars actually make a little bit more than that. They're definitely underrated. There's a little bit of understeer, like a little bit, but overall it's pretty good. So let's do a top speed run here. This engine likes to rev. All the way up to 9,000 RPM. And our tack inside the car actually goes up to 10. So I'm pretty sure after we add cams to it, it's gonna rev more than 9,000. That's one smooth inline six, let me tell you that. Honestly, this car doesn't get a whole lot of love. People kind of like forget about the R32. There's a hype about R33s and 34s, and of course the 35s. But I like the R32s as well, you know? This R32 is now, what, 33 years old? Over 3 decades old, but still looks really good. So looks like 155 miles per hour is the best it's gonna do. Maybe a little more on the downhill? No, not really. Is it a 6-speed or a 5-speed? I think it's a 6-speed. No, it's not a 6-speed. Okay. So this car is a 5-speed. Let's try doing a launch here. We got Brembos from factory. That's nice. The Forza launch control doesn't give us enough not enough RPM, so I'm gonna do my own way here. We're gonna launch it at 7,000. Still not enough. Let's just go all out. That wasn't all out. That was like 90% there. So it looks like from factory, it doesn't have enough power to do a solid launch. That's the best it's gonna do. Alright, we're gonna be working on this car today, as well as we're gonna complete some championships. Alright, before we head on over to that championship I just put a marker to, we're gonna do some mods to this car. Like a little bit here and there. Nothing too crazy for now. So it's a 2.5 I think? Yeah, 2.6 almost. 2.5, 2.6. Yeah, we're not doing an engine swap, but we got some interesting engine swaps here. Wait, what's this 3.5 liter V8 twin turbo from? What? 3.5 liter V8 twin turbo? I can't think of another car that has this engine. 3.5 V8 twin turbo? Well, this is the LS. And this is from the R35 GTR. The 3.8 V6 twin turbo. And the Racing 3 liter straight 6 turbo. But I can't think of any car that has this engine. 4.8 liter V10. Would this be from like an older Lamborghini, or I don't know. Again, these two engine options, I can't think of a car that has these. Because older Lambos, I believe, there are 5 liter V10s. But yeah, we're just gonna keep the engine stock. So I think I was wrong about the horsepower figures. Yeah, it said it had about 280. In the game here, we have actually 320 horsepower, so it's not 280, it's 320. But again, this is the GTR V-Spec version, so maybe it had a little more than the regular version. The regular ones were around 280. Or would that be the R33? Let's check. We can check right now. Because I do have the R33 as well. So this R34 is modified. And here we have the R33. Okay, so the R33 was around 278. So maybe that's when the restrictions kicked in? Around 1997? That's when they had to lower the horsepower? So I have two bone stock R33s, and they're both under, of course, they're going to be both under 280 because it's the same car. But yeah, so it looks like that's when they lowered the power figures. We can ignore this one because it's modified. But yeah, these two are stock, and they both make, it makes 278, so less than 280. But the one that we have right now, the R32, makes 320. Little less torque, but more horsepower, so I'm guessing it can rev higher. The other ones don't rev that much, you know. Maybe they only rev to about 8,000, 8,500. Wow, we get a significant upgrade here if we just upgrade the turbos. Upgrade in terms of horsepower, I mean. Wow, this engine really likes mods. Because, you know, some of the engines, you upgrade some stuff and the power barely goes up, but that's not the case here. Just by putting race twin turbos, we'll be at 510 horsepower. That's 190 extra horsepower. Wow. That sounds really good. Do I want to go all out with the bigger turbos? Maybe I should just take it easy for now. We're gonna start with intake and exhaust. We're gonna do intake, exhaust, and we're gonna put race suspension on it. We'll do a sport weight reduction, bring it down to 22 pounds, just under 3,000 pounds. And we'll do brakes. I'm trying to keep this car in B class. Street tire compound. I think that's going to be a good setup. Let's do a better clutch while we're at it. And a race stiff. Can we also add the lighter drive shaft? Well, we could, but if you want the race drive line, it's going to put this car in A class, so I'll wait on that. What about a lighter flywheel? Can we do that? Same thing there, so yeah. I think I'm just gonna do these mods right here. We're not gonna do too much just yet. Just gonna keep it simple. A little bit more power, a little bit more grip, a A little bit less weight. We almost did the most we could possibly do while keeping this car in B class. I wanted to work on all the areas, not just on power. So let's see if it drives a little bit better than before. Nice. Feels more stable now. Before, the car felt like it was like floating on the road, but now it feels really planted. Alright, let's do this. We got about a minute until it starts. Got good control now. Is the session gonna start? I thought it was gonna start. Oh, there we go. Took a little longer than usual, but finally loads up. Alright, I think I already know what car I'm gonna go with. The GT3 RS. Can't go wrong with that. My second choice was gonna be the Performante, but I don't know. Let's go with the GT3 RS. Everybody's got an STO. We might have the slowest car here, but it handles pretty well. Yeah, I don't see another 860 in there. We got the lowest rating car. Hopefully we can keep up. Let's see. Bro, I'm getting bullied here. No. That's not good. There's a beetle in here? What's this beetle doing? I lost the wing. Does that mean I have less downforce now? This GT3 RS is bone stock, you know. There's nothing done to it. You got a naturally aspirated flat 6, high revving motor, rear engine, rear wheel drive. This is the best setup, man. And of course the 7-speed dual clutch. That's just cherry on top. Car's all beat up now. But we won. I think our team won. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Just gonna do this one more time. There goes my wing again. Everyone's so aggressive. We lost to Team Red, but there's still one more chance. We got one more race to go. The final decider. was that? Come on, Team Blue. Don't tell me we're gonna lose. No way, man. We're gonna have to do this again? That sucks. It is what it is. So we're definitely gonna do it again, but this time I'm actually gonna make some changes to this car. It needs more power. So right now the car is stock. We're gonna add a little bit of power to it. Wow, just the exhaust alone is gonna add 46 horsepower. And 27 from intake? This naturally aspirated motor really likes mods. It responds to mods really well. So I'm not going to do the camber valves actually. I'm not going to go all out. Can I add better tires? Perfect. We're going to add Slick Race tire compound. And it's still under S1, I mean under 900. Still in S1 class, so that's good. More power, more grip. That should do the trick, right? Do we really need wider tires? I think I'm just gonna add too much rolling resistance, so... I think I'm gonna leave that alone. Just a better compound should do it. I like the factory wing. Lighter drive shaft. I mean, the engine is on the rear, so by drive shaft, we're probably just like replacing the axles. Because the engine, the transmission, the differential is just all there in the rear in a small little package. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the stock transmission here. Not gonna change that. Not gonna change the differential or anything. So we're basically adding more power while keeping the engine NA. We're not adding any boost. And we're adding a little more grip. So that's the new setup. Honestly, I've had this car stock for way too long. It was about time to, make some changes to it.
Next horizon.
Okay, let's go back to that trial. Give it one more go.
Arcade event will begin any minute now. Enjoy.
I'm gonna air down the tires a little. The car should perform better. Let's see if we can win this time. That was a mess. key is to win this race, our second race. So we don't have to go to the third one. We definitely won. Finally. It's nice when you can win 2 in a row. Let's go check this out. It's finally gonna start. Let's go. You're gonna start or no? What should we pick? McLaren GT. TVR Griffith. Advantage. Alright, we're gonna go with the GT. Come on, teammate. Don't do that. Kidding me? Bro, I'm stuck here. Come on, someone help me out. Oh. Almost got myself unstuck. Almost. Well, this really sucks. Can I not reset my car position? Is that not a thing? Well, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. There's nothing that I can do right now. That's sad. That's really sad. That was really disappointing. Half of my team left. My teammate already got tagged, man. You kidding me? Wow, that ended way too quick. We definitely lost that one. Yep. Well, either way, we still won the super wheel spin, even though our team lost. So does that count as a win then?
What did you think of our playground games? Pretty cool, right?
Cool.
Can't wait till next season.
Yeah, that was a little extra cool. Half of the team left. I got stuck, but what I'm happy about is that we won the super wheel spin. Just for participating, you know? You participate, you can win. I guess it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Cool. Send as a gift? I mean, to whom? Sell? I'll just add it to the garage, man. I already have so many repeating cars. What's another repeating car gonna do? Alright. That was a weird one. When I say weird, I mean that was really weird. We got stuck, we didn't do anything, but we still won, so... that was just a weird experience. Alright, let's go back to our R32, the car that we started the stream with. And we'll drive to our next event. I believe we have like one more here down here. Yeah, let's go take a look at this. Another Playground Games event. So hopefully this one's a little better than our last one. This car really needs a 6-speed, you know? The 5-speed's nice, but it feels kind of outdated and each gear is like a little too long. Or should we just go all out with the 10-speed? Make it really modern. Let's do that. Let's do it. We're gonna put this car in A class instead of, you know, being in its own class, which is B class. It started its life in a B class and we maxed it out in B, but now the plans changed and we're gonna max it out in A class. We just added 10-speed and driveline components, and now we're gonna add turbos. We're gonna add the race twin turbos. And that's it for now. It has intake exhaust and race twin turbos. Nothing else. And a lighter drive. Oh, lighter flywheel? No, we didn't add that. But now we will. So still not maxed out. Not even close to being maxed out. And we'll add better tires. So we're not gonna go with semi-race or slick race. We're just gonna go with sport. One step up from what we already had, which was street. So that's the new setup. We already have brakes and suspension. Nice. Cool. So we're adding a little bit of weight, not too much. But we're upping the horsepower by almost 200. And there's gonna be more grip. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining. So now we have modernized this R32. Let's go. Gotta make the gearing a little longer. It's too short. The turbo sounds cool. Pulls hard for being like 550 horsepower only, less than 550. Let's see how it does around turns. Let's go with 360. There we go. Perfect block. Another one. They got 5 flags in. Oh, wow. Blocked one there. Good job, Eurus. They got 8 flags in. They're doing really good. Nine, 11. Wow. Dude, that's gonna be hard to beat. That's going to be hard to beat. No, dude. Ooh, got one in. Come on, Team Blue. Another one in. Still got about a minute to go. Come on, Team Blue. We need to do one more each. No, dude. Oh. 10? Okay, come on, come on. Someone needs to deliver one more. Let's make it a tie. Come on, come on, come on. No, we lost it. Oh, dude. That was fun. Only if I got the last one in, it would have been a tie, but... I mean, it doesn't matter with these events if you win or lose. The only thing counts is your participation, so... We got the wheel spin, the super wheel spin. Cool. Did we complete all the events in the seasonal championship? I think we have. Let's check. Actually, there's one more. There is one more. Let's go do that one. Let's go back to our R32. Where are you, R32? Starts in half a minute. But he probably wants to race in his M4. Is that an M4 or M8? That's the M4. Buddy, too bad. I'm here to do a seasonal playgrounds game. I know you want to race, but that's gonna have to wait, man. He disappeared. Maybe he's also doing the session. Maybe we were both waiting. I mean, I was definitely waiting. Okay, let's pick the right car for this event. So it has to be a B-class car, of course. This is a pretty solid choice, the G65. It's heavy, but it's all-wheel drive and it's plenty fast. Actually, looks like I did some weight reduction to it, so it's 4,350. Usually they're about 55 to 6,000 pounds, or more maybe. So I don't know if I picked the right car, or the right truck, or the right SUV, whatever you want to call this thing. But we'll find out. I wanted to pick something unique, you know, something different.
This is Team King. Multiple kings with multiple crowns. So snatch crowns to score points for your team. Most points wins. You're a king. Now put your foot down and hold that crown.
Hey, let's go.
Not a king. Let us snatch some crowns. Yoink! Now hold on to that crown to score points. crown came with a speed limiter. Better hand it off to a teammate fast.
Wow, that was a close one. Oh man, what are you doing?
All hail the kings. Weird. Usually when you get a bunch of kings in a room, they don't work well together at all.
Another 458. Okay. That was fun, I guess. It was a unique event. Definitely unique. Yeah, I think we got them all done. What's this? Oh, that's not a seasonal event. Definitely got it all done. Yep. Alright, let's redeem the seasonal price. Prize. Not price. That's a nice car. The SL63. Is that the one with hybrid motors? Alright, finally have a new car. Well, it's 5 years old, but still pretty new, I guess. Where did it go? Oh wow, look at this thing. 4-liter twin turbo. That's a nice car. Makes more torque than horsepower. Typical Mercedes. Wow, this is a beautiful car. And we can put the top down? Nice. Dude, this is nice. I like it. So what does that say on the side? Let's check that out. Yeah, it looks much better with the top open since it's not a hard top. I need to enter photo mode because I want to read what it says over here. So it's a V8 bi-turbo 4MATIC Plus, and the plus sign is in red. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too sure if it's hybrid or not. Look at those details. Do we have anything on the screen that might indicate that it's a hybrid? No. I can't tell. It might just be a good old gasoline powered car with no hybrid assist, so these details are really nice. Okay, let's see how this thing sounds first. Nice. So classy. I like those vents for the air. The air conditioning vents. The HVAC. Is it all-wheel drive? I think it is. Wow. We finally have an all-wheel drive SL, because these things used to be just rear-wheel drive. And they always had some trouble putting the power down, especially in the first 2 gears. By the looks of it, it looks like this has very good aerodynamics. Everything is just round. There are no sharp edges. Literally none. It's gotta be a 9-speed. Alright, we're gonna make a little jump here. That's... Yeah, I don't want to do it, but that's the only way to get down. Is it a 9-speed? Yeah. Typical Mercedes. They don't like 8 or 10 speed. They go with different, you know. They go with different things. Different numbers. I believe it's called the 9G Matic or something like that. I don't know. It's something like that. Got plenty of traction, even off the road. Alright, let's do a launch. I know those wheels are stock, but they look aftermarket. The spoiler pops up, the tiny wing. So we got some active aero going on. A little bit of understeer because, you know, it's an all-wheel drive car. Yeah, there is definitely understeer. But I'm pretty sure you can make this car really fast. It's close to 600 horse and 600 torque from factory, so got a good chassis, good engine, so it's got a lot of potential. The stock exhaust is so muffled. It doesn't even sound like an AMG. Alright, let's change that. Let's change that before we call it a session. We're gonna put a better exhaust on this thing. I really want to hear that V8 roar. Again, I'm not gonna max out the car or anything. Perfect. And intake maybe? So we can hear those turbos spool and suck in all that fresh air. Well, I don't know if the air is fresh in the game or not, but it's gonna be drawing more air. That sounds more like an AMG now. It's got a bassy tone to it now. That's a very interesting looking tach. The tachometer. How it's displayed. And when the revs go up, the circle in the middle expands. That's a nice way of displaying it. I've never seen that before in any other car. It's chirping up the wheels. Even though it's all-wheel drive, after adding that exhaust and intake, I can hear a little chirp coming from the rear wheels when we shift from first to second. That sounds like a proper AMG. This car looks so good. Red really suits this car. a nice looking car. Even after adding the exhaust, it's not super loud. It's not like super obnoxious. It's still like proper. Yes, it's loud. It sounds more like a proper AMG, but it's not like the older 5.5 liter V8 biturbo engines. Those sounded like a freaking monster after adding an exhaust. This is still kind of subtle. It's smooth. Alright, we're gonna go for a top speed run. I know we have modified the car, so this is not gonna be like a stock top speed run, but it's only intake and exhaust, so it's not that much. It's a pretty heavy coupe, you know. I believe like, what, 4,500 pounds? Let's see. 4,265, so yeah, it's heavy. It's not a Supra. It's not a Miata. After all, this is the SL. Can it hit 200? Let's find out. The way it's picking up speed, I think it's gonna hit 200. Maybe not stock though, because after all, intake and exhaust does definitely help it a little bit. Not too much, but a little help sometimes makes a big difference on these boosted cars especially. Bro, I'm not trying to race you, I'm doing a top speed run. So yeah, on a downhill, we can definitely hit 200. Maybe not on a straightaway, like a flat straightaway. And maybe if this car was fully stock, it wouldn't be able to do 200, so... Intake, exhaust, and a slight downhill, yeah. This dude needs to stop messing around. He wants to race so badly. So it looks like 8th and 9th are basically all just your highway gears, you know. Your cruising gears. You're gonna hit the top speed and end the 7th gear. Honestly, this is a solid seasonal reward. I kind of just want to max this car out, you know. Let's do that. I really want to do that. Let's see what it can do. With the stock engine, of course. My guess is like just below 1,000 horsepower. Maybe that's where we'll end up. We're not getting the anti-lag turbos. They get really annoying after a while. 884 horse, 848 torque, okay. So not quite close to 1,000, but you know, mid 800s, that's not bad. That's really gonna help. Big weight reduction. Down to 3347. So this is all the stuff we're gonna do. .225 is the limit. We might gain a little speed going downhill here. Can we do 235? There it is, 235. On the downhill, of course. Well, the car is reading 236, and our Forza speedometer is showing 235. So there's a little mismatch there, but other than that, solid car. And as well, other than that little understeer, I'm sure you can fix that. Send most of the power to the rear and Yeah, I mean, it's already sending 81% to the rear. I usually never see that figure. Most of the cars are sending like 70 to the back and 25 to the front, or 30 to the front and 70 to the rear, or 25, 75. You get the point. What if you send 90% to the rear? That doesn't really help, honestly. So yeah, the understeer is going to be there unless you make this car completely rear-wheel drive. And then it's going to have trouble putting down power. So there are always going to be pros and cons of the all-wheel drive system. But again, this is not a GT3 RS. This is more for cruising. It's a roadster. It's a GT car, Grand Tourer. So it's perfect for all those things. And now we're gonna call it a session. It's been a fun session. We got a bunch of races done. Completed the seasonal championship, which we started in our yesterday's stream. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.